Hi guys, it's me again, Kristen. I'm here with Moss Curls and Company, and I just wanted to, I just did a video about skincare, my regimen that I do in regards to my skincare and washing my face and moisturizers and all of that good stuff. And now I want to transition into eyebrows. Now this is going to be my everyday brow routine, nothing too crazy. I have two different ways of doing my eyebrows. Sometimes I will use a pencil, which I will be doing today because that's the more natural look that most people prefer. And then I also have my more BAM Instagram brow, and that's when I use a gel. So I will go ahead and show you the pencil version today. And both of them are pretty much the same. It's when it comes to technique and how I do them, it's just the manner or the medium that I use differs. Okay, so I am blind, and I'm going to try to do this in a way that you guys can still see, even though I'm going to be holding a mirror up to my face pretty closely. So let me go ahead and take these glasses off, and we'll go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to need that I had and now have seemed to misplace, if I could find it, that'd be great. Normally I will brush through, okay, here we go. Normally I brush through my brows with a spoolie. So go ahead and brush those through. And you're going to want to brush up and over. So we're brushing your brows up and then pulling them over, brushing them up, pulling them over. Now, I don't necessarily get my eyebrows threaded or waxed or anything like that. I just pluck the few that are stray. But you're gonna want to make sure that your eyebrows are well maintained and groomed and all of that good stuff before you start. Okay, so I always start in the middle of my brow because normally when you're starting doing your brows, you're always a little heavy-handed initially, but it's okay if you start in the middle and you put a little bit more on than you might like or whatever, just because that's going to be one of the darker areas of your brow anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So we're going to start right here in the middle of the brow, but I hope you guys can see this. So you're just going to start filling that in right at the middle of the brow underneath. So I always start underneath. And I do my line underneath, drawing out my shape, okay? So when it comes to the shape of your brow, you're going to want it to start not past this line here. So this is where we want our eyebrow to start. You're going to line up a pencil from the indentation in your nose straight up. So that's where we want our eyebrow to start. When it comes to your arch, you're going to line that up right in that indentation again, and you're going to look straight forward and have the pencil cross right over your pupil. So wherever it is crossing over your pupil, that's where you want the highest point in your arch to be. And then you don't want to go past, you don't want to make your eyebrow go any farther past the line outside the corner of your eye. So that's how long you can get away with making your eyebrow. However, my eyebrows are really short anyway, so mine never go out that far. But it's always, nice to know where your cutoff point is. Okay, so like I said, we're starting in the middle. Just drawing our line here. Drawing our line underneath. And you want to be really light-handed. We go to the front. Just kind of push the product up really gently. Really don't want to apply too much pressure. And then we're going to draw our tail. Alright, so we've done our line underneath. We know that we don't want it to start past here, highest point of the arch, and then also we don't want it to be any longer than the corner of the eye. Alright, so we've done the bottom, and now we can start on the top. And we just really want to fill in any gaps. That's all we're doing, is filling in the gaps. Making the top of our arch and pulling back down again. And this is normally all I will do on a daily basis. As this is all. This is really it. I don't really do much else. But for special occasions and such, most people will want to go ahead and conceal underneath, and I can go ahead and show you guys that. Give me 1 second. I actually did not prepare for this step. I probably should have. But give me 2 seconds, alright? So, let's see here. Got this bag. Got my concealers. Let me grab this brush. Grab brush. Okay. So, I'm using my MAC Pro Concealer palette. It's the Pro Conceal and Correct palette, medium deep. It's the shade. It's got several different shades in here. But what you're going to want to use is you're going to use a angled brush. Don't mind mine. It's a little dirty right now. And you're just going to want to take in concealer. And you don't want to go, you only want to go 1 to 2 shades lighter than your actual skin tone if you are going to conceal your brows. So I'm just going to grab this concealer of my choice. Okay. And like I said, you only want to go to 1 or 2 shades lighter. You don't want to go any lighter than that. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to start right underneath that arch. And what you're going to do is you're just going to clean everything up. So we're going to start right underneath, draw our little line here, go on down, and we're going to pull down a little bit. So this shade that I'm using is actually really close to my skin tone already, which is fine. But if you are one who wants to lighten it up a bit, you only want to go, like I said, 1 to 2 shades lighter than your actual skin tone. Alright, so we're going to pulling, laying the shade down. And then you can take your finger or a fluffy eyeshadow brush and just blend that right out. And now you have a cleaner line underneath, and you have a very clean, crisp brow. That's always really nice. Nicely done. Alright, so if there's any other tips that I can give you, it's just to remember the line tools or the pencil tools or rules. And then also just to make sure that whenever you're doing your brows, if you want, we never want that straight line at the very beginning. We always want our brows to be more of a gradient. So you want them to be lighter at the front and then gradually get darker, or they can just be light across the board, but we never want a really harsh line at the very beginning. That's never cute. We do not want that. Don't do it. It's just never really that great. But if you do end up putting too much product at the beginning of your brow, you just go back with your spoolie and brush it through, and that normally gets rid of some of the extra product that has been left on your brows that we do not want. So you just kind of brush through them again. If you want your brows to stay in place all day, you can also use a brow gel. They come in clear and in colors or tints, and they pretty much just hold your brows in place all day, which is really, really convenient. And it just looks like a mascara wand, really. And it comes in different shades of brown. You can get it in clear. The one I use is clear. It's by Mary Kay. I dig it. Urban Decay also has really good brow gels. MAC, pretty much, you can't really go wrong with a brow gel. So that's always really nice. It keeps your brows in place. They do not move. It's amazing. But that is all for the brows. I look a little funny now. I only have one brow done. I guess I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can really see, because right now I don't see anything. But we have one brow done, one that's not done. I'm going to go ahead and do that brow, and then I will be back to show you guys some more little tips and tricks for the rest of your face. Toodaloo.